Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. Alongside me, once again,
Matty Highland here.
And Smitty McQueen. Sorry, it's a two-man show today. We do not have a cameraman, so we're going to try to make this smooth. Let us know if something is to go wrong with the broadcast. We will do our best to take care of it. Yes. We're not expecting a two-man crew, but something changed last night. So, Matt, we got a busy day today. Yes, we got Monday Night Football recap. Pretty well played game last night. You got the college football rankings that are coming out later tonight. That we will have our own rankings, and then you got our NFL power rankings, and then we got MLS soccer conference finals begin tonight, and then also to end our show, we'll finish with the NBA rankings, as this is only a 4-day week for us. We'll be back on tomorrow, and then we'll be off for Thursday for Turkey Day, and then back with you on Friday. Matt, go ahead. Yeah, turkey is right.
So Monday Night Football happened last night. We had the Raiders and the Texans in Mexico City. The Raiders came up huge. Their passing game, their offense is stellar. I will say that as a Chiefs fan, unbiased. They won 27-20 over the Texans, and I picked the Raiders 28-21, 1 point shy, either like both ways. And you had the Raiders also 24-13. Did the refs miss a Houston touchdown early in the game that was not reviewable on the Hopkins catch where they ruled him out? I think they missed it because, like our friend Emmett has and our producer Emmett McFarland has, he said, and we were there watching it, his foot was not out of bounds. You could see green. Emmett kept saying, you could see green, you could see green. That's not out of bounds. No matter if he has white shoes, black shoes, pink shoes, whatever, he was not out of bounds. And so, therefore, they should have had another 7 points there.
Yeah, I agree.
6 point after.
Yeah, because extra points this week were hard to come by. I think the referees need to let those plays go. You see where, like a fumble happens, they recover and they're taking it to the house, but they blow it dead. I wish the referees would let the play go on. That's what replay is for. You can go back on those plays. Because, yeah, it had an effect on the game, whether the outcome would have changed, yes or no. I mean, you don't know. But you would like to think that was a huge play, and, hey, we get to talk about it. Yes. Everyone gets to talk about it. As far as Monday nights go, I would not want to be an official right now. No. They blew last week against the Bills and Seahawks, and then, this. I mean, Monday night referees are struggling right now, and
I agree.
Yeah. What else do you?
Are you shocked the Texans punted on 4th and 4?
Yes.
With 3:02 remaining and 1 timeout.
Yes. Very shocked.
You don't. You're an NFL team. You got to have you're professionals in your respected field. You have to be better at time management and play management and like calling the correct plays. I don't want to say they messed up, they screwed up, but I don't want to say that what they did was wrong. I'm saying, hey, you guys don't punt on 4th and 4 with 3:02 left and you're down. You still have a timeout and a 2-minute warning. You could still go move down the field with the weapons that Osweiler has. I am shocked as well as you.
And then the drive before that set up the Oakland touchdown, Bill O'Brien went for it on 4th and 1. Didn't challenge a 3rd down call that looked like he had made it, and then he challenges the 4th down call, and it was not overturned.
Yes.
Also, there was issues with the fans in Mexico City. The green laser. What do you think of that?
That would not happen, not taking offense to anything outside the U.S., but that would not happen in an NFL game.
You wouldn't like it. You wouldn't think. No.
Who would do such a thing to distract the players? Like a green laser? Really? Are you part of this communist or something? Once again, I don't want to get into politics or anything like that. But seriously, you don't do that. That is not cool.
No,
It's
you're
frustrating.
there. Be happy. The game's in Mexico City.
Yeah, you guys.
You get a Monday night game
Yes.
in your country.
Yes.
Not in the States. Matt, the Raiders last night, 199 yards receiving by their running backs, 2 touchdowns on 11 receptions. Did you see this coming?
No. I thought that there would be more receiving yards by the receivers. Amari Cooper,
Agreed.
Michael Crabtree.
Yep.
I can't think of the other guy's name, but Latavius Murray and Jalen Richard. Whoa. Okay. Awesome. I'm kind of scared when the Chiefs play them in a few weeks on Thursday Night Football. But aside from that, this is their 4th comeback. This is Derek Carr's 4th comeback win in the 4th quarter this year. This year.
Yep.
What do you make of that? They before that, they haven't clinched a playoff berth since 2002 when they were tied. They tied the second longest current drought right now. Can the Raiders end that streak this season? And if they can, does it come at the expense of trying to come back even more in the 4th quarter?
They will definitely make the playoffs. This is a team that is starting to gel, click. They're finding ways to win. You know, I mean, yeah, you're seeing 4th quarter comebacks. That's pretty impressive. Kind of like the Lions. They've came back and they've been trailing in 10 straight 4th quarters, and that's impressive that they've started to win those games. Yes, the Raiders are for real. Yes, they will make the playoffs. The 4th quarter things, not real sure about. I mean, if it happens, they're gonna probably keep doing it because they've been doing it. If it's a close game, the Raiders now. I mean, the 4-game winning streak since 2002, and they went to the Super Bowl that year.
Lost Super Bowl to the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers, yeah. So, or beat
I
the
think-
Buccaneers,
I think they have a great chance this year to get to the. There is legitimate 5 teams in the AFC that I think if they all make the playoffs, they have a shot at the Super Bowl. I really do. They're just the AFC is pretty even this year. I mean, atop the board, you look at the teams that are in it. Yes. Do you see the NFL doing more games in Mexico City now? Since they're already playing in London, could you see the NFL bringing a franchise to one of those countries? London, Mexico City? You think that could happen? We're seeing more and more games out of
more
country now.
London now and Mexico City. Maybe. I don't know if they're quite ready to produce a team outside of the U.S., but 4 or 5 years from now, maybe. It could happen.
Yeah.
You never know what could happen.
I strictly think there's a chance. I really do. I think there is a chance that we could see a franchise not in the U.S. Very likely. We'll have to watch that. Matt?
That's something to
Yeah.
look forward to if it happens. We're going to stay on the topic of
Yeah.
the NFL.
Let's put this week to rest.
This week's done. Now we've got week, what, 4th, 3rd?
Third,
12?
12, I believe.
11?
12.
I don't know. There's so many weeks in football that it's so awesome. I love football. Anyway, we're going to discuss this week's power rankings. These
Week
are
12 power rankings.
Week 12. Thank you. This is our understanding. This is what we choose. We'll do different ones, of course. This is who we choose, not just based off ESPN or Yahoo or any other place. These are my top 5 teams. Sneaking in to the top 5 this week are the New York Giants at number 5. Then I have the Patriots at 4. And some people will hate me for a lot of Chiefs fans will hate me for this, but I have the Raiders at 3. That if that offense can keep getting going good, they could win the division. They do have to play the Broncos and the Raiders again, and of course the Chargers.
Yeah.
I don't think they win the division, but they could. It might come down to the tiebreaking scenarios at the end because the Chiefs still have beat them this year. And then at number 2, the Seattle Seahawks. are phenomenal. They're playing phenomenal right now. That
Playing
offense,
some of
that
their
defense,
best ball.
whew. Even better than them, and everyone, Seahawks are great, yes. Even better than them are the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm surprised you're not wearing a Cowboy shirt today.
We them boys, though. We them boys.
The Dallas Cowboys are the best team in the country as of today, and as of last week, and as of the week before. Possibly next week, too. Dak Prescott continues to impress.
Yeah.
He might get my vote later on as we talk about more about the MVP consideration.
Once the weeks continue.
He might get my vote.
Yeah.
What do you?
Mine, pretty much the same. I mean, I think there's a bunch of teams. The top 7 could all be in the top 5. I mean, in different people's opinion. At number 5, I've got the Broncos. I will find out this week because they play the Chiefs. That is going to be a great game. Sunday night football.
Yes.
I know you're hyped for it. I know Bronco fans are hyped for it. This is awesome being in Kansas, because especially in the western part of the state, because you've got Bronco fans out here, you've got Chiefs fans out here. They fight. They argue. Hey, we're gonna win. Yes, I'm excited for it.
Yes.
Then you got at 4. I've got the Raiders. If the Raiders would have lost last night, I was seriously gonna put the Texans in the 4 spot, because they are playing good, and they played great last night. A lot of people say, well, the Texans can't hang. They can't. They gave the Raiders a run. They really did.
Yes.
And then at 3, I got the Patriots, and then 2, Seahawks, and then 1, the boys. They got a scary test this week. It's a big division opponent, a rivalry.
On Turkey Day.
The Redskins on Turkey Day. We'll see if they can continue. They're finally playing a decent team.
Yeah.
I will admit.
So that's our take on the football power rankings.
Real
this
quick.
week.
Yeah, don't count out the Giants.
No.
And also,
I will say that.
don't count out the Lions.
Our boy Eric Harrington is in Florida right now, but he loves his Lions, and I know he's going to be watching them on Thanksgiving Day, and they could sneak up very much so into the playoffs, and possibly, not just sneak into the playoffs, but they might win their division, but possibly a game or 2 into the playoffs.
Yep.
Facing either the Cowboys, or most likely the Cowboys or the Seahawks, possibly in the championship game.
Matt, let's switch it to college football. More
football.
Yes, more football. Hey, final week of the regular season for some teams, most teams that have a conference championship. This is the final week for them. Tonight at 6 o'clock Central Time, College Football Committee will release their rankings again. Really, I don't see many jumps here this week. We didn't have the upsets like last week. But we did have some movement at 5. I think we will see a different team at 5 because Houston upset Louisville. What do you have this week in the college football as your playoff teams?
My
Top 4. Start with your top 4.
I'll go my top 4 with the. After that, I'll say the teams that could sneak in. My top 4: Alabama, number 1. I think 95% of America says Alabama. That's my own poll right there. And then Ohio State stays at number 2. Michigan stays at 3. It'll be different next week once they play each other Saturday or Friday.
Yeah, it's Saturday. Saturday at 11.
At noon, yeah.
Noon Eastern.
And then at 4, I stay with Clemson. They have the win over Louisville. They have Deshaun Watson. You can't say no to that.
No.
After that, the next tier of teams.
It's a toss-up.
Whoa, because Wisconsin in my book should be 5. After Washington had that loss 2 weeks ago. Then Washington at 6. Penn State at 7. And the only reason Penn State is ahead of number 8 Oklahoma is because Penn State beat Ohio State and Oklahoma lost to Ohio State. Then I finished up the top 10 with Colorado at 9 and Oklahoma State at 10. With Oklahoma State and Oklahoma playing next weekend, not this weekend because they got a bye week. They play next weekend on the 3rd, which is the
conference
day after my birthday.
Yeah.
So
the conference championships.
Bedlam.
Yeah.
everything will be decided.
That game will decide the Big 12
The
championship,
Big 12
too.
championship,
So
yes. There's some things to happen this week that will possibly secure. I think Alabama is secured
oh yeah,
in the playoff, unless they somehow lose to Florida
back to
next
back.
week.
If they lose back to back, then yes, they'd
They're
be
done.
out.
But
They're
look
not.
for Alabama to be in. 2 and 3 will be mixed up. One of them teams will be dropped out of the top
Probably.
4. Clemson being there. Don't be surprised if Wisconsin comes in, or Penn State, or even Oklahoma. Some things to watch for.
Yes, definitely.
What's your take on
Mine?
who should be?
I've
who
got-
deserves it?
I've got Bama at 1, Ohio State at 2, Michigan at 3, and then Clemson at 4. I mean, you're not going to see any changes there this week. Next week you could, but I could see if Michigan, because it is at Ohio State, if Michigan was to somehow play close to Ohio State, in Ohio State, they might not fall out of the top 4. However, you've got to look at the conference championships. You've got Washington, who's going to be playing for a conference championship. And I think that's where Michigan or Ohio State, one of those teams isn't playing for the conference the Big 12 or Big 10 championship. And if Penn State really needs Michigan to lose, because if they own the tiebreaker over Michigan, or they don't hold the tiebreaker over Michigan, hold the tiebreaker over Ohio State. If Ohio State would beat Michigan, Penn State would be playing for the Big Ten championship
Because of their
and
win.
not in a top
Yeah.
4.
Because their
spot.
win against
Ohio State would be 2 still. Penn State's playing. I'm excited to see. I really hope Michigan loses this week to Ohio State. So then Penn State, just to see what the committee's going to do. So, and that's crazy because Wisconsin is right there. They're right there. They get to play in the Big Ten championship with a win this weekend. And if they got, I mean, I do not see them losing to Minnesota. Minnesota's 8-3. I agree they're decent, but it's in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's not going to fall to that game. If Wisconsin loses, though, Nebraska jumps in to play for that Big Ten championship. There's so many scenarios. Then I've got Wisconsin and Penn State 6-7, just right next to each other, which they both could be playing for the Big Ten championship. Then Oklahoma under them at 8, Colorado at 9, and Oklahoma State at 10. This is exciting. I am very excited to see how this weekend plays because I would like to see Ohio State win, to see a Penn State Wisconsin Big Ten championship. Would you, if Penn State Wisconsin play each other, would Washington jump in, or do you think they would be left off? And the winner of that game, we'd have 2 Big Ten teams in there. Or would Ohio State fall out?
The thing with the Pac-12 with Washington is due to their loss a few weeks ago
To USC.
I don't think the Pac-12 team will be in the playoff because even if Colorado wins, they've only, like Mr. Darren Feller has commented, he brought it up.
Yeah,
Colorado has only beat one ranked team this year, and that was last week against Washington State. They lost to number 4 Michigan or number 3 Michigan early in the year.
Yeah, in Ann Arbor.
So the committee should say, hey, even if Colorado wins, they lost to Michigan earlier in the year. They only have beat one ranked team. If Washington wins, they're just there too, but they also lost to USC. So you might not see either of them.
And USC's a hot team.
Yes,
That's about it.
The Big Ten. They have 4 teams.
In the
Four
top
in the top 6, top 7,
Top 8 for
top
sure.
8. Yeah, with Penn State. Sorry, one of those 4 teams will be in, most likely for sure, because of Ohio State, Michigan State battling heads, or Michigan. Sorry, and then Penn State or Wisconsin possibly jumping up, or Oklahoma. You never know.
Yeah, you can't
Dark
count out the
horse,
Sooners.
Oklahoma. I'm
Can't-
calling it.
Because Oklahoma beats Oklahoma State next week. Oklahoma's played back-to-back games against ranked teams, which you can say Colorado, but is Utah going to stay in the rankings tonight with the loss to Oregon at home? I don't think so. I think Utah falls out of the top 25 in the college football playoff ranking, and that's going to hurt Colorado. They really needed Utah to win that game.
Yes.
Because then they'd have played 3 straight ranked teams. This is interesting because I'm excited to see if Ohio State, like I've said, if Ohio State beats Michigan, Ohio State will not play for the Big Ten championship. And how will the committee... A few years ago, they left the Big 12 out because they didn't have a conference championship game, and neither team played in the conference championship. I don't see that happening because the Big Ten is that powerful. But if you're a Big 12 fan, you would have to argue that because it's happened a few years ago. It's going to get interesting. We have to wait till this weekend before, once this weekend happens and the conference championships are set up, we'll know more. So make sure you tune in next Tuesday for our weekly college football rankings. We will have that. It's going to be awesome. College football this weekend is going to be fun to watch. So,
And it will be. I'm looking forward to it. We've got some college games this weekend that intrigue me. They're very interesting.
And we'll have some tomorrow.
And then we got to wait a week and a half now for Oklahoma and Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
I want this to be. I hate to say I want the games to be over, but I want to see it be over so we can see who gets in the college football playoff
and hype it up.
Because the bowl games and the playoff and the championship are like my favorite things to watch.
Because it's over the holiday.
Playoff
over the
football
holidays.
is awesome. I will say that till I die. Sports are life. Playoff football is
Sports
awesome.
are life.
So
Matt,
that's all I have.
we're
for
gonna
college football.
Yep. That's all we're gonna talk about the rankings. You guys have had some great comments. I know Darren, you're loving college football right now.
Yes.
We love it too, and other people are too. It's gonna be a fun weekend of football, so make sure you're watching games. We'll have picks tomorrow and then on Friday because there are some games on Thursday and some games on Friday, and then obviously the weekend. Matt, shift gears. We haven't really covered this much. We've talked World Cup.
We'll go
soccer,
from football to football.
football.
But the American version of football, which is soccer.
Yes.
The MLS conference finals, like quarterfinals.
Yeah.
What do
Tonight,
we have tonight? What's on tap?
it's a best of 2. Not many people, I did not know this. It's a best of 2 final conference championships or conference titles, whatever they're called. But tonight, they go through aggregate score, which means if these two teams have the same score after 2 matches, then they go to see which team, because tonight, the lower seed hosts, which is kind of crazy,
Yes.
and then the higher seed hosts. So the away team, both teams will have an away game. If it is tied because of the scoring, you will take the visiting scores from both teams. If they both scored 2 goals when they were both the visiting team, it'll go into a goal shoot, and then extra time for the second game. So the home team gets to host that, obviously, and then it'll go to a shootout.
Now I see why.
Very confusing. That is why the home team goes last.
I understand.
And they use this in
why they
different
come-
soccer leagues.
Yes.
It's very
I understand now.
different.
'Cause
Yeah.
It gives the home team an advantage in case they do go and do
Yeah.
extra times and the golden goal, the shootout, the PKs. So
they do get that home field advantage, but it also hurts if the home team scores 7 goals or the visitors score 7 goals. Yeah, it's different.
Different. And it's interesting.
Very
For all you
interesting.
guys,
And
all
I'm
you soccer fans out there.
I'm gonna have to watch. I think I'm gonna have to watch
It's
some of
very
these.
intriguing.
Tonight, Eastern Conference, Toronto FC. They are 17-9-11 in the regular season. Will go up against Montreal Impact, who is 14-11-12. So, Toronto, the higher seed, is on the road tonight, but then they'll get that home game in a couple days later. The Western Conference is the Colorado Rapids from Denver, 16-7-13. Against the Seattle Sounders, FC 16-15-6. So those are your matchups in the Eastern and Western Conference. Hope you guys check them out.
You want to make a quick pick here for?
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, we might as well.
We've got. Well, I would have to take. I want to take the. I really want to take the Sporting KC, but fortunately they're not in it. And the Seattle Sounders, I'm going to just take one team out of all 4.
To win it all.
To win it all. I believe the Sounders will take it again. They defeated my favorite soccer team, the Sporting KC, so I think they can pull it off again, even though they are the away team.
They're the home team tonight.
Home team tonight. They're the
lower seed.
The lower seed. So
I am gonna take the Colorado Rapids.
Oh, we should have guessed this, everyone.
Gotta
If
live.
you know Smitty.
Gotta go with my Denver team, soccer team. Yeah. So that's who I got. Eastern Conference.
Sorry.
2 Canadian teams. It's gonna be a Canadian team.
Soccer in Canada.
So, yeah. Anyway. That's who I got. That's who you got.
Let's switch gears a second,
Yep.
and we'll go from soccer to the NBA.
So hoops.
The power rankings. Our power rankings. I'm just going to read straight down. I honestly don't pay attention to the NBA this
Much
time
right now.
because of the college football playoff, and KU's playing, and KU plays tonight against Georgia in the CBE Classic. Got to insert that there. I'm going to go Cavs, the defending champs, number 1. The Clippers have played well. They are playing really well. But I wonder, I'm curious, I really want to see them play each other right now. Not at the end of the season. I want to see them play this
They're both
week.
playing good.
The Clippers are 2. Warriors at 3. I got to go with Brandon Spurs. Smurs. The San Antonio Spurs at 4. And then stay in Texas with the Houston Rockets at 5. I know you have something different.
Yes.
I'm curious to see what you're going to say.
I've got the no, I'm just kidding. I got the Clippers at 1, 12-2, and they're playing really good ball. Last night they beat the Raptors. They just beat the Bulls. They did lose to the Grizzlies when we watched that game. Grizzlies are not a team to count out. They had a great week. I've actually got them at 11, but they will be jumped. If they continue their play, they can jump in. They got a great
Their
team.
starting 5 is incredible.
Yep.
After that, not so much. It's like the Warriors, not so much. But if you get a win's a win. Doesn't matter. Any sport, a win's a win.
Yep, and then I got the Cavs at 2. I think you could put both those teams at 1 because the way they're playing right now is just really good. The Cavs lost to the Pacers this week. Kind of a tough loss. They also though beat the Raptors. Raptors had a horrible week, and I've got them at 9.
I don't have
Warriors, obviously, they went on that road trip, took care of business, won all 4 games on the road. It'll be interesting. They play the Lakers, and the Lakers have beat them twice in the last. They've handed them 2 of their losses of however many in the last year and so far this season. Lakers, they struggle with it, seems like. And it'll be interesting. They got a home and away game with the Lakers this week, part of a back-to-back. And then I got the Spurs at 4.
Of course.
Yeah, they went 4-0 this week. They're starting to really play. Even though Greg Popovich is pretty upset with his team after last night's performance and his interview. It was pretty funny. If you didn't watch it, definitely go check it out.
He won, and he's not
He's
happy.
upset. Yeah. Called him pathetic.
That's top for it.
Pathetic performance. Yeah, definitely go check that interview out. And then I got the Hawks. I think the Hawks they're still playing good. They're 9-4, hanging on. And then I got the Bulls and Rockets right on the outside. Both those teams are looking good. The Bulls are starting to play really good.
James Harden is incredible.
James Harden, yeah. He's carrying that team. The team that disappointed me the most this week, the Raptors and Thunder. Thunder, they're really missing Durant. So
They need another scorer. I
Yeah.
agree. That the
Oladipo's got to produce more.
Yes, and he'll get there. You got anything else from the NBA?
Not this week.
It's-
As Christmas comes on,
Yeah.
we'll have Christmas matchups,
Yeah.
which I'll be actually covering a game for us on our
Live.
sports show. I'll be live on covering an NBA game, and we'll talk more about that as it comes up when I'm out there covering it. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be fun.
It's still early. I know it's Thanksgiving week, but it really is too early to tell what happens, especially when the finals are in June. So
Yeah. NBA is when people start to okay, we got to start watching because it's basketball season finally then.
yes.
So yeah, you got NFL games
NFL,
and stuff, but
now that the college football playoff is happening
yeah,
more and more, so more and more spectators for that. So
you wanna
with that said, we'll move on to breaking news. Andrew Luck is in concussion protocol.
just reported right
Just
after our
reported
show.
right after our
yes.
show yesterday, almost last night,
Yeah,
and whoa,
didn't see this.
I might have to not take the Colts Thursday because he's probably not going to play.
No.
I'm not saying he isn't. It's not official. He might.
They had a
not-
short
he
week.
Might not play. It's a very short week, and if you go into concussion protocol, sometimes you're out 2 weeks. So,
Yeah.
With that said, the Baylor associate athletic director was arrested for grabbing a reporter's throat and pushing him after the TCU game on November 5th.
It just came out too. That's so weird.
This school needs a change of everything.
They are in a crisis.
Yes, that's the perfect word.
Watch out, Baylor. You need to get your program back. Your athletic department back to where it needs to be. You are in a horrible crisis.
Start
right now.
fresh, in
Yep.
my opinion. After that, we had Jay Cutler, who injured his shoulder Sunday. Has he played his last game in a Chicago Bears uniform?
I think he will be released.
Would your dad agree with that? Being a big Bears fan, Mr. Steve Smith?
Steve Smith would agree. Good thing I did not buy him a Cutler jersey a few years ago. I bought him a Walter Payton because that was his favorite player as a kid. Growing up. He's a huge Bears fan, but yeah, I think you can clearly say he's over Cutler.
I agree.
Matt, that's pretty much all we got for today's
Yeah,
show.
it's-
It was a 2-minute show.
Eh.
Or no producer today. All of them are like gone or at work, Hope you guys are having a great break though to our producers, Jordan Hester, Emmett McFarland. You guys are straight killing
I
it.
appreciate all the help.
Yes, we really do. You guys are awesome.
So. Yes.
Matt, we'll look ahead to Wednesday's show. College football matchups we'll have for Thursday, along with our NFL matchups for Thursday, for
And the
Turkey
rankings
Day.
that come out tonight.
Yes, and we
We'll
will
have those for
we'll
you.
discuss if there's
We'll have
much.
discussion,
Yeah,
speculation,
Like we said,
whatever.
this week it's pretty easy to tell. I think how they'll be. Our 5, 6, and 7 teams. That's might be where we're off a little.
Shocking news, you never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, any other breaking news, hot topics. And then remember, fans, tomorrow is the day we begin our Fan Wednesdays, where you, the fans, call in, talk sports with us. Whether it's college football playoff, NFL, anything else, we will.
Anything sports related, we'll cover.
We will be here. Just don't throw us a curveball.
You can throw him a curveball. He's kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, but yeah, we will let you guys know. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Facebook, as we will give our number to the show. We'll take a few calls. We'll discuss. You guys can discuss the matchups of NFL and college picks we make. Any other things? Yeah, you guys name it. We're here to cover it. We're here to cover it.
Yes.
Talk with you. We just think it's a good opportunity for you guys to communicate with us and us to give back to you guys, the viewers. We appreciate you guys always watching. And yeah, make sure you follow us on Twitter, MHSM Sports Show, and then like our page on Facebook. Share our videos. Share our page to people. Yeah, get the word out there. Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. That is on Facebook, and also our YouTube. Subscribe to it. We uploaded a couple more videos yesterday, and that's Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show as well. For Smitty McQueen and
Matty Highland.
Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow afternoon, right back here at noon. Have a good night.